What is up, guys? Danny here from the Couch Gnomes, and we have a brand new video for you today. This one is special. This one is it. It's the end of 2019. We're rolling up on it, and we are coming to the Game Awards. Now, I've loved watching the Game Awards. I've watched them every year for as long as I can remember. I even remember watching the VGX a couple years ago with, Jeff and Joel McHale, and that went really, really well, and everybody loved it. It was the best year ever.
What was the inspiration for the project?
Well,
Did you get high or something?
no.
But I absolutely love the Game Awards because there's so many different things. Developers getting recognized for their creations. We have world premieres where we announce new games. But yeah, what we're going to do is I am signed in as the Couch Gnomes here on the Game Awards website. I'm going to go down through every category. We are going to vote on what I believe should win each category. Now, I want to preface up front, this is not going to reflect what my top 10 games of 2019 are. That'll be a whole separate video. I'll have specific details on why I rank games the way that I do. But basically what I'll be doing here is I'm going to be going through and kind of picking which games I think deserve to win that category based on what it's up against. How about we get into it? Games Come Alive 12/12/19. Also, I will be doing a live reaction to the Game Awards Thursday night. I will probably be streaming Pokemon throughout the entire day, and then right before the Game Awards, we'll switch over. We'll have a fun time. We'll take potty breaks. We'll get snacks, drinks, whatever, and we will watch the Game Awards live. So I'm super excited for that. So let's vote now. So Game of the Year is always at the top. I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. We're going to save Game of the Year last because that's how you're supposed to do it, guys. Come on. Okay. Starting at the category here at the bottom, VR/AR game. For the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. So I won't lie, I've not played many of these games. I have no idea what Asgard's Wrath is, but it looks dope. I like that art, whatever's happening here. It's like blood, whatever. Blood and Truth I heard was great. No Man's Sky here is great in VR. Trover I bought and haven't played. Beat Saber I've dabbled with, but I don't own. So I'm almost not qualified to vote in this category, but I feel without a doubt this award's going to Beat Saber. For real. I got a token! Alrighty, strategy game. This one, without a doubt, I have a winner. Age of Wonders, Planetfall, never played it. Anno 1800, I've never gotten into the series, not particularly familiar. Fire Emblem Three Houses, oh my god, I love this game. And I won't even lie to you, I think it's been shafted because it's the only thing it is nominated for this year. And that's so unfair because this game was phenomenal. Total War Three Kingdoms, Tropico 6, haven't played. My friends love Tropico, but I've never done it myself. And we have Wargroove. This is unfortunate because you guys remember I did a nomenclature episode for Wargroove. I love that game so much. It was great. And I wanted to find time to do one for Fire Emblem, and it just got away from me. And I just didn't have the time. I'm not saying it will never happen, but we're so far behind the release. I don't even know, man. But Fire Emblem Three Houses, without a doubt, strategy game. I'm sorry, Wargroove. I love you so much. You're so great. If Fire Emblem wasn't here, you'd be a simple choice to win. But Fire Emblem for sure. Sport/racing game. I'm going to tell you guys up front, if you guys have been fans of the channel for any amount of time, you would know I don't really dabble in sports games. But going through the categories, we have Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, we have Dirt Rally 2.0, eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, F1 2019, and FIFA 20. Crash. Yeah. Crash is the only one on here I've played. I loved it, and I think, unfortunately, for the rest of the sports games, it's going to be having an iconic mascot that's going to make this one come out and win. Off to score and music. So for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack, Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sayonara Wild Hearts. I love the music in Death Stranding, but I don't think it's what makes the game. So the way I'm thinking about it is this game is built upon its music, and this is kind of why it deserves to be in this category. I haven't played Devil May Cry. I can't speak for that one. The only song I know is the Devil Trigger one that they performed at the Game Awards last year. It was either Game Awards or E3 they performed a song. Kingdom Hearts 3 has some great music, but I don't really think of Kingdom Hearts for its music. I played a good bit of Sayonara Wild Hearts, but I never finished it. I was playing it on the Apple Arcade on my mom's iPad. And Cadence of Hyrule is great. It's definitely between Sayonara Wild Hearts and Cadence of Hyrule. And I think just based on franchise, it's going to Cadence of Hyrule. Role-playing game. For the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. So, the best role-playing game. Jeez. So to preface, I haven't played Disco Elysium. I've heard great things about it. I honestly still don't fully know what it's about, but I think this is going to be one I'll end up playing in like 2020 and being like, damn, I wish I tried it last year because I would have loved to have given it a shot. Final Fantasy 14, never been my cup of tea. Kingdom Hearts 3, again, I love that game. Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and The Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds I dabbled with. I didn't play too much. I probably gave it like 3 or 4 hours. It's fun, but I didn't fall in love with it. I'm sure it gets better from where I'm at. Monster Hunter World, I adored that game last year. I think it was number 10 on my list. But I haven't played Iceborne, but I'm assuming it's just the same. It's more the same in ice and snow. But I haven't played it, which is why it makes me hard. It makes me hard. It makes it hard for me to vote for Iceborne. So based solely on my enjoyment, I'm going to give it to Kingdom Hearts 3. I think there's a good chance this one goes to Outer Worlds. I really do. But I think Kingdom Hearts 3 has my vote. Okay, here we go. Performance. Awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. This is a tough one. This was so tough when I saw this. So we have Ashley Birch as Parvati Halcom, I think is how you say it, and from The Outer Worlds. Courtney Hope as Jesse Faden from Control. We have Laura Bailey as Kate Diaz from Gears 5. We have Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff from Death Stranding. We have Matthew Peretta as Dr. Casper Darling from Control. And we have Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges from Death Stranding. So, I love my girl Ashley. I do. I don't even know if I met her character in Outer Worlds. And that's a shame because I feel like she did a bang-up job. I can't speak to it because I don't know the role. Courtney Hope did a great job in Control. Let me skip over Laura Bailey for a second. Mads Mikkelsen, I think, is really great. Watching those flashbacks in Death Stranding, super dope. Matthew Peretta, I'll be honest, when I originally saw his name come up for Control, I had no idea who he was. I had to take a moment to kind of like sit back, and then I saw the picture. I'm like, oh, he was the dude in the videos, whatever. And then Norman Reedus as Sam Porter Bridges. He's so, it's weird because it's like I say he's so good, but he's Norman Reedus. He's the quiet, like, I'm this guy. You don't mess with me. But I love the way he plays that character, Sam. But it comes down to Laura Bailey as Kate in Gears 5 and Norman Reedus as Sam in Death Stranding. And as much as I love Norman Reedus, Kate was my video game crush. You guys watched me stream to it with Chris. I love my girl, Kate. Laura Bailey, you got this one, girl. I believe in you. Now, that being said, I do think it's going to Norman Reedus at the end of it. Like the Game Wars, Norman Reedus is going to get it. But, Laura, I got you, girl. Best ongoing game. So awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. We have Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I am basing this on what game I think is just upgraded and evolved the most the entire time it's been out. And like without a doubt, Fortnite. Like it may not be the best game on the list. I'd argue and say Siege or Apex are probably a better game. But I think Fortnite, the Epic Games does so well taking care of the community, upgrading things, making everything stay active. So yeah, I think Fortnite to great. I don't like the art they've chosen here, where it's just a freaking building instead of, showing. You can just see Ripley down there. But yeah, Fortnite, ongoing game. Best narrative. So for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game, So I haven't played Disco Elysium. I haven't played A Plague Tale. I bought Plague Tale. It's sitting on my PlayStation ready to be played. But I wish I played it. I wish I played even a little bit because I feel like it has an amazing story. Just looking at gameplay, trailers, seeing reviews, I think this probably has an amazing narrative to it. And I'm going to hate it. I'm going to watch this back in like a year, having played through this game and like, yep, I should have voted for it. I should have. Outer Worlds, I like the choices you're able to make so far. I think it's really cool. But the narrative hasn't struck me as incredible. So I come down to Death Stranding and Control. Control's narrative's all right. It's good. It's not like the best thing I've ever seen. And neither is Death Stranding. But between these two, I think it's a clear win for Death Stranding. I do think what I've heard about Disco Elysium, it has a good chance of winning Best Narrative. But I haven't seen it. I don't know what the narrative is. So Best multiplayer game. So we have Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, and Tom Clancy's The Division 2. at the beginning of the year, I was like, Tetris 99 is definitely an honorable mention in my Game of the Year video. But I almost like forgot about it. And it's not like it's bad or anything. It's just, I'm not a Tetris guy. I've never really been. And Tetris 99 was like an insane shock to me that I was so invested. But I don't know. It's absolutely a multiplayer game, but I almost don't think of it as one. You know what I mean? I don't know. Tom Clancy's a Division 2. I heard great things. Didn't play Division 2. Modern Warfare, I'm so flipped on because that game is so much fun. And then other times it's just so irritating. Like there's so many memes about like Claymores just always blowing people up. It's just but I don't know. I don't think it's the best multiplayer game this year. And then Apex Legends I think is great. I think it's fun. But man, I'd be lying if every time I pick up a battle pass for that game, I drop it and I don't touch it. Apex is like dude, there's hype stuff today, let's get it, and then that's it. So I gotta, next season, make sure I don't spend my money on the battle pass because I'm not gonna play it. That being said, Borderlands 3, the best multiplayer experience I've had in years. Like I love PvP kind of stuff, but once you get that kind of game where you can play through a campaign with your buddies the whole way through, me, Cameron, and Jimmy played this game religiously. Like we were, Danny, when you get home from work, Jimmy, when are you getting here, this, that, and the other. I want to play Borderlands, get on. They're like, I won't be on for a couple hours, make a new character, start over. But I want to play my last character. This was such a fun game. And I love how everything I just said sounded like a complaint about teenage boys trying to figure out how to play their games together. But we had such a blast playing Borderlands 3. And I can't wait for the DLC. I want to keep playing this game. It's so much fun. So much fun. Best mobile game for the best game playable on a dedicated mobile device. Going through them, Call of Duty Mobile, Grindstone, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sky, Children of the Light, and What the Golf. What the Golf? Really cool. That was a surprise. I had no idea what it was. Everyone was talking about it. I tried it again on Apple Arcade. And then I was like, oh shoot, this is such a goofy, fun game. I enjoy this a lot. Sky, unfortunately, I haven't played. That's from that game company, so they made games like Journey, Flow, and Flower. I hear it's incredible. I haven't played it. Sayonara Wild Hearts, I think, is super fun. Grindstone, I know, is a phenomenon. I played for maybe like 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, but I haven't invested. And then there's Call of Duty Mobile. When we're sitting at work and it's dead and we got nothing to do, you'll see one of the dudes just kind of look up and be like, you want to play one? I'm like, yeah, dude. So we'll hop in, we'll do a battle royale, we'll do gun game or whatever. So Call of Duty Mobile's taken over our phones at work, and I'm sure our bosses get pissed off about it, but mobile game given to Call of Duty. Thanks for casting your vote. Oh my god, I got Decathlon. I voted in 10 categories. Let me speed this up because I'm taking a bit. I'm taking longer than I wanted to. Best independent game, we have Baba Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, and Untitled Goose Game. This is tough. When I saw this category, I played a little bit Outer Wilds. Don't love it. Untitled Goose Game is great. Katana Zero is phenomenal. I hadn't played Disco Elysium or Baba Is You. I recently started Baba Is You before this video. It is such a cool game. It has such a cool concept where you're moving words around to make the puzzle work for you. And I love that. I'm only so far into it though. I think it's going to evolve greatly and be awesome. And I think it definitely deserves to be recognized. But I love Katana Zero. Love that game. Games for impact. So for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message, this was hard for me because I've only played 2 of these games from start to finish. Now, as I'm recording this, I just finished recording Concrete Genie. I recorded it, hit save, copying the footage now to my flash drive, and I'm over here recording this. So Concrete Genie was awesome. I don't think the thought-provoking message behind it is all that thought-provoking. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make me think all that much as far as like treating people better or doing anything like that. Not to say that it doesn't give that message, but I didn't see it that way. Now, Life is Strange 2, although I've had some beef with the way that game ends and how the spacing out didn't feel great, I think the racial discrimination that they depict in this game and the way they're showing like, hey, these young kids are traveling around the entire country trying just to get to Mexico, and they can't because everybody's cutting them off. You're Spanish kids, speak English when you're in my country, this, that, and the other. It's a real eye-opener, and I think this game does a great job of that. So I'm going to give that one my vote. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So this is tough because I always think about it as like innovation. What did this game do that was different? And honestly, looking at them all, I think they've all done something. But looking at Resident Evil, Sekiro, they're very familiar to me. You know, like I feel like Resident Evil and Sekiro are just, hey, these are new games in genres you're familiar with. So I don't think they're that innovative. I'm probably wrong. Someone's out there like, yeah, you moron, you forgot about the blah, blah, blah system. Outer Wilds, again, I think it's unique. Having not finished it, there's probably more to it I don't know. But again, I don't think it's that innovative. I think the controls in Control, and just every system that they put in Death Stranding, the multiplayer building the world around you for other porters and this, that, and the other, I think is insane. And I think that's probably the most innovative. So I got to give that one to Death Stranding. Fresh in the game, presented by Subway, recognizing a new indie studio that released its first game in 2019. Oh, shoot. All right. Again, so we got, I think it's Zaum. I don't know if that's how you say the name of the studio. For Disco Elysium. Nomada Studio for Gree. We have Dead Toast Entertainment for My Friend Pedro. Outer Wilds by Mobius Digital. We have Slay the Spire by Megacrit. And we have House for Untitled Goose Game. I think My Friend Pedro has a good shot at winning. I think it's a super goofy and fun game. I've only played like 10 minutes or so from Xbox Game Pass, but really fun. Out of all of these, I without a doubt think it's Untitled Goose Game. I think that's such a fun, goofy idea. It's super enjoyable. This game's been talked about for years. People are just waiting for it to come out. It finally came out, and it blew expectations. There were memes all over. There was it was great. Like, there was one of the goose stealing the sign from Joker, so from the new movie, and then it's Joker chasing out. It was, yeah. I think Untitled Goose Game was a phenomenon. I think that's definitely gonna win. Best fighting game. This one, I think, not even competition. Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Normally, now, if this was my list, I normally, for myself, cut it off at the end of the year. So I know for the Game Awards, there's always a date. So I think it's like, last year, I think it was like the early December. If the game doesn't come out by this time, it's not going to make it as a nominee. So that's why Smash Bros. Didn't make it last year, and it's being nominated for everything this year. If I was making the list, Smash Bros. Would not be on here. I would have been like 2018 versus 2019. Smash, however, is definitely the best fighting game on here. And you can fight me in the comments saying Smash isn't a fighting game, but you're a dork. Best family game. I always have an issue with this one because they're never, I never see these as family games. When I think family game, I'm thinking like Monopoly, Risk, like those Hasbro board game, Jackbox, maybe not even family there, but something like that, like those party games that you play with your family on holidays and whatnot. I don't think of most of these as that kind of game. Luigi's Mansion, phenomenal game. Don't think it's a family game. Ring Fit Adventure, I haven't played. Looks awesome, but looking at it, I don't think it's a family game. Mario Maker, I could see an argument for, but in most cases, that's you playing alone trying to beat levels. Or if you're playing with multiple people, you're just playing against randos online. Smash Bros, again, great multiplayer game, great party game, great for college and high school parties, but I don't see it as a great family game. And then we look at Yoshi's Crafted World. I'm like, yeah, that's a fun co-op experience. I can see, dad and daughter or dad and son or, brother and sister playing through the campaign together. And I think that's an easy win. Esports scene. This is where we just, yep. So I don't really watch a lot of esports religiously. I don't have a favorite team per se. However, I love the Overwatch League, so I'm gonna give it to San Francisco Shock. Best esports player. I don't know any of these guys except for Booga and Faker. And honestly, I think Faker's got a little bit too much hype going on for him, so I'm just gonna. But Booga, I watched the documentary on the Epic YouTube channel. So like, hey, here's what happened when he went through the Overwatch. Here's what happened when he went through the Fortnite World Cup, and I really enjoy that. So I think Booga. Best esports host. I don't know any of these people, with the exception of my homeboy, Alex Golden Boy Mendez. I hope he wins. I think he won last year, but I don't know. Esports game of the year. This one's tough. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I haven't watched much this year, but that's always an entertaining one to watch. Dota, I've never been a fan of. I usually prefer League. But even League, like, it's just not as entertaining as I think either Fortnite or Overwatch are. I think Fortnite has done a great job doing pro sports. Yeah. I think Fortnite's done a great job doing professional, like major league sporting events this year, but I've always enjoyed watching Overwatch more. And even though right now is not a great time to vote for Blizzard, I'm going to give it to Overwatch. Marathon, I voted in 20 categories. All right, best esports event. Honestly, Overwatch League. Yep. Best coach. Yeah, who's this guy's this guy looks confused. Best content creator of the year. Okay. So it's so weird because each year I see them, I used to think like, oh my God, this is insane. Like I know it was Markiplier, Greg Miller, PewDiePie, you know, one year, and it was super insane seeing all these people. And then I look at this, I'm like, I know who these people are, but it just doesn't seem as exciting because they're all Fortnite streamers. I don't know anything about Griff G or I don't know, David Martinez. I know nothing about the guy. I love Courage. I think Ewok's awesome. Ewok's deaf and she plays Fortnite. She's super cool. Shroud, I think, is funny, but my boy Dr. Lupo. Use code Dr. Lupo. Unless I happen to get a creator code, then use creator code whatever I come up with. But for now, use code Dr. Lupo. Community support. It's basically the same as best ongoing game. Like which game has been supported the most, which game has been upgraded the most, looking out for its community. So again, I'm gonna give it to Fortnite. Best audio design. So this one, tough to a degree. I think it controls some great, wub sounds, but I don't think it's phenomenal. I don't, love it. I don't think about it for a sound design. Death Stranding has some cool noises, but I don't think it's the best. Resident Evil 2, I think, was really cool because they normally do some really cool stuff with their sound effects. But again, I can't think of anything specifically that stands out. Sekiro, I can't think of anything. So it's easily for me between Call of Duty and Gears 5. Call of Duty's gun sound effects are insane. I love the way the guns sound. I love the way they feel. Even the controls are great, but that's not what this is. And then Gears, I'm thinking back to streaming Gears 5 with Chris, and there was a day we were just sniping off the swarm. We're just like,
shot for the big boy.
Oh, like right there. And just watching them, their heads explode, hearing the squish, and I immediately think for Gears for this one. So Call of Duty, close second, but Gears 5. Best art direction presented by Samsung QLED. Control, Death Stranding, Gree, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sekiro, Shadow Dice Twice, and Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Love the art style, but it's not my favorite. Sekiro, see, this is where it gets tough because I think of games as Sekiro, Death Stranding, Control look good. Let's rephrase it. Sekiro and Death Stranding both look good. They look great. But when I think of art direction, I think of like what special style did this game take? And I don't see that necessarily. Like I think last year, I think Cuphead won art direction. No, it definitely won 2 years ago. Whenever Cuphead was nominated, it won art direction. And I think it deserved it because it was such a unique style that most games don't do. So you do these third-person action adventure games, they become very difficult to just, it's tough. So I think it's between Gree and Sayonara Wild Hearts. And I love the style of Sayonara, but Gree. I say Gree. I think Gree is bar none the winner. Action adventure game. This one is, again, tough. I think Control was fun. It's nominated for a lot, actually. I knew Death Stranding was, but Control's nominated for a lot more than I thought it was. Looking at this one, I want to give it to Borderlands, but every part of me, I'm saying Sekiro. I think Sekiro is probably the best action adventure game we got here. Now, best action game. So best action adventure, best action/adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. And best action game for the best game in action genre focused primarily on combat. Okay. Then didn't play Astral Chain, didn't play Devil May Cry. Gears 5 was awesome. Metro I haven't played. Call of Duty's great. Apex is all right. I'm thinking just because of how much more I've played it, I'm going to give action game to Call of Duty. Oh no, we're already here. Okay. Game of the year. Now this is super tough because I honestly, my game of the year is not on this list. And that's frustrating to such a strong degree because I think this is a game that got shafted. It deserved to be nominated for more, and it's not on this list. And I, without a doubt, would have voted for that. I would have had to do this whole discussion, but picking between these six is tough. I think, for me personally, I immediately roll out Smash Bros. Just because, again, for me, frick, this is so hard. If I was making the list, again, That game came out in 2018, not 2019. So I would have put it on there, but I get why it's on there because of Jeff Keighley Game Awards. So I'm not going to vote for Smash. Outer Worlds, again, super cool. I don't think it's game of the year. Cause I'm thinking like, what game, when like 10 years from now, I have a kid and they're just like, Dad, what was your favorite game of 2019? And I'm like, well, yeah, that one game that just depicts 2019, the one that tells me that 2019 was a good year in gaming. I roll out Sekiro because I don't think of it that way. Control, because not that it's not a good game, but it's not a great game. I say that's so weird. I don't. It's a fun game. It's enjoyable, but there's a lot of things that I just think of as more chore than fun. And when I say that, like Death Stranding's the exact same way. That one is so, hey, you're lifting and carrying things, and it's not a fun game. Doesn't mean it's not a good game, but it's not fun. And I think I just talked myself into something I didn't expect. You know, I drove home today thinking about this, and I was pretty sure I was going to pick Death Stranding, but I'm not. I am going to vote for Resident Evil 2. Vote Master, baby! Vote in all categories. That's so cool. Because I think Resident Evil was a great game. I played through with Leon's campaign. I thought it was super fun, but I didn't think I'd vote for it for Game of the Year. But I think back throughout the year, and everybody was talking about this game. Everybody loved this game. I still see people posting about it. I finally played Resident Evil 2. I finally platinumed it. I finally did this and that. And yeah, I think this game, even though it's a remake, it really stood out. And that's crazy. So yeah, Resident Evil 2, Game of the Year. I think Death Stranding is going to win. I do think Death Stranding is going to win this one, without a doubt. But yeah. You never think things are going to go the way they do. Crazy. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what your opinions are, which games you vote for each category. If you want to go that way, you can tell me all that, or just tell me which game you think is going to be Game of the Year. This was definitely going to be a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be, but I wanted to get my opinions out there. I wanted to talk about what I think is going to win. I'll probably keep a tally, and then for the Game Awards, I'll see which ones I got right, which ones, I won, got them wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I will be live streaming and live reacting to the Game Awards Thursday night. That is December 12th at something o'clock. I'll put it on the screen here. But yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. I'm super excited for world premieres. Jeff Keighley. I think. Don't quote me. I think we might get our next Smash character reveal. I'm not saying it is happening. I'm not saying it's not happening, but maybe. But it's going to be super exciting. Please do me a favor. Leave a thumbs up, comment below what you thought of the video. Let me know what your game of the year is from this category, or if yours isn't on here, comment and tell me what your game of the year is. I'm not going to tell you because I still have my top 10 games video coming out, and I want you to wait and think about what I'm going to pick for my game of the year. Like I said, it's not on this list. Now, not to say that any of these games are not on my list. Actually, yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'm not gonna spoil anything. It's all right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you Thursday. So when this comes out tomorrow for the Game Awards.